Oh, no,
Yeah,
don't put
yes,
me on
sir.
camera. I just want to be like you. I just want to be
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, man. All right. We talked about the
Due process.
and transferring these cases from municipal or state to federal. Now, a lot of people want to know about child support, man, and they want to know, especially the brothers, why is it that they, getting caught up, and how can they get child support stopped or reduced or whatnot? Because it seems like the females got all the power when they're going into court. So, what are some of the steps that you can take to protect yourself with child support?
Well, we have to challenge the state under federal jurisdiction. We have to learn how to exercise the use of the Special Writs Act.
Special Writs Act.
Which in federal appeals court is found under section 21, which is basically we have to learn how to exercise writs of mandamus, writs of execution, presendendos, writs of prohibitions.
All right, slow down. What's the first one? The writs of mandamus.
Writs of mandamus.
What's that do?
It directs the court to do its public duty. The judges are duty bound to adjudicate every citizen's rights. The judges work for the citizens. We don't work for the judges.
So how would you use the writ of mandamus for child support?
You have to challenge the judge's authority on the child support standard itself. Because if a person is locked up and had their driver's license stripped from them based on failure to pay child support, and then that's depriving the child even more of what the court ordered to even start with. So we have to come up with a remedy to prevent the judge from executing more damage to the defendant as started.
Okay, so I'm just trying to so the writ of mandamus would do what for them with child support?
A writ of mandamus is used basically for, like I said, to make a judge do his or her statutory duty. And if if your rights have been violated under a state law, you can ask the federal court to review the state court judgment that's been filed against you.
So, like an example would be,
if you don't have a job but you have 3 children needing child support, you have to ask the state to create a remedy for you.
Okay.
In lieu of locking you up or stripping you of any other right that you may have in America. And I mean by creating a remedy, as in Bell versus Barson in Georgia in 1962, I believe. I had to look at that citing, where a preacher hit a child riding a bike, and he didn't have insurance at the time, and he had his driver's license stripped and was fined. And the Supreme Court of the United States ordered each state to create a driving remedy, a temporary driving remedy, until the suspension is up. So we need, far as child support, a special program implemented to work off the actual child support, and the state must create work for those individuals who cannot find work, so they can pay the state its child support.
Gotcha. Okay. So have you personally worked with people or yourself with child support cases?
Well, I haven't personally worked on a child support case, but I've been working on remedies to adjudicate some of these problems. But I have worked on child custody cases.
Oh, okay. So what's the deal with child custody, man?
And how would they implement with say custodian parent and non-custodian parent as far as child support? I'm in a situation where I would like to ask for have custody of my kids. For my son, I'm a full-time student here at St. Clair, and you know, in order to supplement, you know, saying my living and stuff like that, you know, my rent, you know, is compensated, you know, saying for the labor that I do, so it allows me to be able to go to school, and I try to better myself, so I'm myself in a better position to pay my child support. But right now, my income is dropped. What are some of the what different ways that I'm
Remedy that you seeking now.
exactly help lower my child support, things of that nature, or get half custody so we can at least
Come
eliminate.
to a
Right.
some kind of agreement that's going to work for
That's
everybody.
right. And maybe I can just work toward paying my arrears. You know what I'm saying? I get, you know, get them custody half a year, and she get them half a year. You know. And
Well, hey, that remedy, as I stated before, now, as far as child custody, any modification made will have to be done by a motion for rehearing to the current modification order made prior to the new situation that arose. Now, and if you are seeking parental rights or custody back of that child or children, you can file a new complaint. If there's been a violation in the original order by the Department of Children's Services, you can file a writ of habeas corpus for an immediate hearing and modification of the prior order. So habeas corpus falls under the Special Remedies Act under 1651 under the Federal Code, which will supersede any state action that's been set prior.
okay. In order for me to do that, being that I don't want to be on camera.
Okay.
Being that cool, but being that I'm in arrears, and if I go back to the state of Georgia, and which I've been in communication with them, having not running, they had my address and everything, we've been communicating, but just haven't been able to make the payments. Fear of going to court, you know, being locked up. How would the habeas corpus protect me, you know, going down for these hearings until, you know what I'm saying, the judge come up with a new remedy, or, I mean, would I be held? I mean, you know, because, I mean, I heard horror stories, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, things happen, you think it's going to be one way, then you're locked up. I can serve myself better if I'm out and trying to, you know, work for myself, trying to help the problem versus dragging myself back to court and jail.
Well, habeas corpus work under two instances. One's for who are currently detained and who are of threat of being detained. But you have to cite the right section of law for a person who's not been detained but has had a bill of execution filed against him. And you can ask another reviewing court to lift that warrant and set a pretrial and order any modifications that currently has been ruled against you. That's under the Prisoner Litigation Act. Because you don't have to be locked up to have to execute a habeas corpus or a writ of mandamus, which will virtually direct the court to change his prior order. So basically, what you're saying, you want the court to make a remedy for you according to your situation, and that might be a case for a federal court of appeals or a U.S. District Court or the United States Supreme Court, which is a court of equity, which you can go have a resolution or a conflict of interest resolved if the lower courts cannot resolve this conflict. And so you have to follow your case, understand what you're fighting, and look up current cases, restatements of cases, case laws that's been already used. If your situation arises under a case that's already been tried and adjudicated, you must follow that same standard in the state or federal court.
All right. Let me stop.